What is up, guys? So welcome to the first episode of Talking with Levi. I am your host, of course, Levi. All right, we're going to be talking about Black Ops 7 today. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. And for those of you who don't already know, this is the date of release for Black Ops 7, okay? And yes, I know what many of you guys are thinking, okay? Okay, Call of Duty releasing yet another game in, honestly, a very short amount of time. What are we to expect? Absolutely nothing new. Okay, nothing that we have not seen yet, because there is nothing about Black Ops 7 that really is going to be that different. Okay, they say they're going to add destructible terrains just like Battlefield. They say they're going to improve their zombies and multiplayer and even their campaign. Everybody who's had early access to this game, whether it be Steam or via other means, yeah, the reviews are not looking good for them. Yeah, like everybody's saying, one, the campaign is terrible. All right, that already loses me. I love campaigns for Call of Duties, especially if they're done right. But their biggest sell, that could have helped them with this release is their multiplayer. And even that, people are saying it's just okay. It's not even good. So it's a bad campaign. Okay, we don't even know how the zombies is, okay? But then 3, your biggest sell is just okay. I get it's released, but like this is not anything new that we haven't seen from Call of Duty before. And you know, especially if you guys are watching this, okay, coming over from my TikTok, okay, you guys have been telling me, all right, you're just a Battlefield fan. You know, you have a bias, all right? You clearly don't have a good enough opinion or knowledge to talk about Call of Duty. Let me just say, I quite literally predicted this would happen, okay? Don't get me wrong. They weren't rushed, all right? But I feel like there is a sense of retaliation with this release that they just want to, out of spite, release a game close to when Battlefield 6 released just to take the thunder, all right? Don't get me wrong. The shift is heavily in their direction now, okay, because the new game is coming out. But what good is that going to do if the game is terrible? I mean, this is just every Call of Duty game. Copy and paste, copy and paste. I mean, at this point, like, seriously, just don't even make a new game. Like, it's just too repetitive. I mean, at this point, okay, Call of Duty has all the resources they need to make a decent game, okay? Like, they prove they can make many bad games. They can, all right? Whether it's a long period of time or a short period of time in development, they just prove that they can make a terrible game. But what I really want to see them do is make a half-decent game. Because at this point, like, it's frustrating. I mean, somebody who grew up playing Call of Duty, somebody who grew up playing first-person shooters such as that, okay? Like, I'm going to be honest, before Battlefield 6, I didn't really play Battlefield. I played it here and there, like Battlefield 4, which is still goated, by the way. Okay, but now that I'm older, like, I just feel like, I don't know. Like, what's the point of playing a game and buying a new Call of Duty each and every year if it's just the same thing and probably even worse than the year before? Like what's the point? Now, if you thought you were just going to hear all negative things about Call of Duty and Black Ops 7 in this video, you were gravely mistaken, okay? Because I am going to point out some key elements that could help them really improve their game, okay? That they actually plan on including, but whether they execute it well at first or later on, that's their problem, okay? For one, their gunplay. A lot of their positive comments have come from their gunplay, saying that it's much similar to their predecessor and that they are doing very well with it, saying that it's a new dynamic that just feels smoother. Whether that means that you're going to love it or not, at least it's a little different than other Call of Duties. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's a plus on their side. And the other thing, okay, don't get me wrong. They definitely have a high map count, okay, honestly, for the majority of the time, especially with multiplayer. But apparently this year it's amped up even more, okay? And with that being said, I am personally a fan of that. I like it when I get a lot of variety, especially with my gameplay. That's why I'm a huge fan of Battlefield 6. I feel like we get a lot of variety with our maps, okay? The map sizes, the locations, the terrain, and just a number of elements, okay? That's why I like Battlefield 6 better, personally, okay? But obviously, I still gotta play Black Ops 7, and we'll see how that goes, all right? But so far, okay, most of the positive comments that I'm seeing from critics and everybody who's reviewing this game thus far, okay, it is mainly about their new gunplay and their variety of maps, which, don't get me wrong, those are very big factors to the game. Okay, people want to feel smooth when they're shooting a gun in the game. They just do. Okay, they want to feel smooth when they're playing this game. Okay, climbing walls apparently now. They want to feel smooth. Like, that is just more appealing to the player and the user, right? But with the maps, listen, it is a great thing that they are including more maps than usual and that there's more variety for the player and users. However, there's a problem though. If they plan on actually adding a destructible terrain to their maps just like Battlefield does, we know how Call of Duty does with this type of stuff. Like, if they make their games a little too complex, a little too attentive to detail, they kind of crash and bug. Like, that's just how it is. Because at least from the sources I'm reading, there really hasn't been a change in the servers and the malware for it. So yeah, I don't know really what to think or to expect, but I guess we'll see. When the servers are flooded with all the players, okay, buying this game and playing it at the same time, we'll see how it performs. Personally, I think that's going to be their biggest selling point. If their multiplayer flops, this game is going to be a bust beyond belief. Okay, don't get me wrong, they can fix it with updates, they can fix the bugs, they can do all of these things, okay, but the big thing for them, okay, that they have to match Battlefield 6 with at least to overtake them in this round of the Battlefield versus Call of Duty race, okay? Sorry, I know that was a lot, okay? I'm almost out of breath saying that, all right? Is that they have to have a successful launch, okay? The multiplayer Battlefield 6, great, okay? Pretty dang tough, but good, all right? I know Call of Duty players are not going to agree with that, but also understand I am kind of a fan of both, so I think I'm pretty credible when it comes to talking to that, you know? But still. You see, I would really like to see Call of Duty do all of the things that they're promising to do right now. I'd like to see them have success, but I don't see it happening. Okay, like, I just feel like they've been doing this year in and year out. It's like, I'm a type of guy, personally, I feel like most people should, because this would help people, you know, not have trust issues, I feel, but that's a whole different thing. We're not talking about relationships at this point, okay? We're talking about gaming here. More specifically, Black Ops 7. But I'm very much a guy where I'll believe it when I see it, okay? If Call of Duty's saying that they're fixing everything, it's not going to be buggy, okay, they're going to have destructible terrains, I need to see it to believe it. That's just my thing. That is my big sell right there, is I got to see it to believe it, I got to play it, and I got to feel it for myself. And if I like it, dude, like, I'm sold, okay? Then, like, obviously, then they got my respect again. But the last few games have been horrendous. They just have. Like, Black Ops 6 was okay. Okay, the zombies was probably their biggest sell, honestly. Like, their multiplayer, so-so. Warzone is probably going to be their biggest carry, but again, a form of multiplayer battle royale. All right, campaigns. Call of Duty's made it evident they do not care about their campaigns anymore, and that's kind of sad. I'm a lore geek. I love the lore of games. I love campaigns and stories. I love playing it through. Kind of tough for me not to have a good campaign now from Call of Duty because they used to make bangers, but they don't now because they don't care. But that's their choice. Whatever. You see, and I'm saying all this as a big positive, okay? Kind of one big, like, snowball of positivity here, okay, for them, and hopes and dreams that this game is going to be good, okay? Because here's the thing, I really want it to. But, again, I gotta believe it to see it. I mean, I gotta see it to believe it. Jeez, there we go. All right, got my words out right. But, all right, see, I'm saying this as a big positive because the fact that they are actually going out of their way to be like, okay, our competition is cooking right now, that being Battlefield 6, okay? We gotta step up. Which I'm so happy. Honestly, I think it's a blessing in disguise that Battlefield 6 did so well and had a great release because it almost pushes them to get off their lazy butts and make a game that's at least competent, okay, that's at least competitive with their rivals, all right? And that's what we've been wanting for years, but because they haven't had competition, they've been very complacent. And obviously we know complacency is not the answer. Now, I'm going to make it known. I want this game to do well, okay? I want Call of Duty to be back to its former glory because peak Call of Duty, Warzone, amazing, okay? Honestly, some of the best years of my life as far as playing video games, okay? And we want that back. I want that back. I know you want that back. I know everybody wants that back. Regardless of how big of a Call of Duty fan you are, you can't look at me or look at somebody and tell them positively, oh, Call of Duty's been cooking with their games and they haven't been complacent. You can't tell me that, all right? Let me know down in the comment section below. You can try, but I'm telling you this right now. I know you're saying this with a smirk or... yeah, I'm gonna type this. Okay, because honestly, it's not true. If you're telling yourself that, stop telling yourself that, all right? Because we are going to see. This game is going to prove us wrong or right, so we'll see. Okay, just a little rant, a little video for our first episode of Talking with Levi, all right? This about the release of Black Ops 7, all right? Again, I hope this game does well. I hope we see a new generation of Call of Duty games be rolled out, okay? That of... they aren't ran on complacency, but they're ran on competitiveness because that's what we need. That's what Call of Duty was when they were at their peak, and we need that back again. All right, so let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by Christmas time. If we can do it, awesome. If we can't, also awesome. God has blessed me with the ability to do this, and I am forever thankful. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.